Hi everyone, welcome back to a new episode of 20 Something. I am your host Melanie, and today we have a special guest. Her name is Jasmine. Hey Jasmine. And honestly, this is really exciting because you guys, this is the first time 20 Something has ever had a guest, especially a girl, so girl power, and we're so excited to have Jasmine on.
I'm excited to be here.
I'm really excited to just have a chat with you and just spread awareness to all the 20-year-olds out there and talk about your life,
I'm excited.
Yeah. Yay. So I just want us to have a conversation about whatever you want to talk about. Whenever I have a special guest, they're going to come on and talk about whatever they want to talk about. It can be long as 20 minutes or short as 10 minutes. It's just spreading awareness to all of you 20-something-year-olds. So we're just going to have a real, raw, and candid conversation about Jasmine's 22 years of living. So the floor is on you, Jasmine.
Alrighty. Well, so I'm going to start kind of when I moved here. Right before I moved here, I was 18. I graduated high school 4 days before, and I was like, I'm going to move. My mom was like, okay, bye. And then, she was very proud that I was just going to up and leave instead of stay in the house like my older brothers did for a little while.
Yeah.
But I got here and it was kind of like a big jumble because at first I was living with my older brother, and I have two of them. So one of them, the one that I was living with, he was like, oh, rent's gonna be $200, and I was like, all right, I'll pay $200 in rent. And then it just when I got there, everything changed. He was like, oh, it's actually $290, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And then when we had gone shopping together to get some stuff because I wasn't quite sure what I would need as a human to survive. We had gotten some laundry detergent and some food, and then all of a sudden he was making me pay for laundry detergent from him, paying actual money, and then he would eat all my food, but then it was kind of taboo for me to eat his. And then, it just it gradually got worse. And I was working at a job at the time where they were all super supportive, and I would talk to them and it would be that's not okay. You need to tell him that it's not okay. So we would have these long, deep conversations, and it would get to the point where he would be yelling at me and I would be crying. And so the last day that I lived there, I think I lasted only 6 months. I hadn't gotten any sleep the night before, and it was because he had been blasting his TV, and I had to work at 9 o'clock in the morning, which made it hard because then I had no sleep. And then he woke me up in the middle of the night to ask me if he could have some ice cream bars that I had put in the freezer. And at that point I said no because it was just kind of annoying. And then I finally just packed a bunch of my stuff and I went to my other brothers, where I didn't really have to pay rent, but I had to watch their kids. Which was perfectly fine. I didn't have any problems with it. They were super nice and super sweet about it, and they would drive me to work. And if they needed a babysitter and I had to work, they were super accommodating for that. But
that's good.
Yeah. Especially since I didn't want to be homeless. It was very nice. Eventually it got to the point where I wanted to do something more with my life, but I wasn't quite sure. And so my mother had gotten in contact with my aunt, and my aunt was like, you can come live here for free, but all you got to do is go to school. And I was like, cool. And then I did, and then it was just kind of a spur of the moment thing. I went in and told my brother what was going to happen, and he was like, that's fine, if that's what you want, you can go ahead. And I was like, I didn't really have any reservations about it at the time. And at that point, I think I was starting to turn 19, and I moved all the way from Corvallis to Beaverton, and it was just kind of a long another long 6 months in between there, where it was just like I would go to school, I would come home, and then I would clean the house, or at least vacuum the floors and stuff like that. And then I'd get super tired, so I would start to sleep a lot. And I think a big part of it is because I got super lonely. I didn't really feel like any of my family really wanted me here. And so it got to the point where I was just having problems all the time. So I got a job just to get out of the house. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm getting a job because I have to pay for school, but literally it was just so I could get out of the house and not spend any time with that family.
Oh, wow.
And then finally, I was on a few dating sites, and I had actually been extremely promiscuous throughout that time. And I started talking to this guy. He just so happened to have like a Batman mask on, and he asked me to watch his stream. And so I started watching his stream, and I was like, wow, his voice is really cute. And he apparently thought that I wouldn't talk to him because I looked so pretty, but I was like, why wouldn't I talk to you? You have a Batman mask on. And so we had gotten to the point where I was calling him when I was walking home from school. I was calling him at school. I was just like ditching school to like go hang out with him. But it got, the first time we met was kind of heart-wrenching because I didn't know what was going to happen with us. And so I was at a Max station, and I was waiting, and he had told me he was going to be there by a certain time, but he was very late. And finally I'm waiting, and I hear his voice come off the Max, and he asked me if he could give me a hug.
Aww.
And I was like, yeah. And then so he gave me a hug, and he was like very nervous. And so we got back on the Max, and we rode the Max to a movie theater, and we watched Fate of the Eight. That was what we watched. And he like wanted to hold my hand, but I was still kind of uncomfortable at that point, and so I didn't hold his hand. I felt so bad. And then when we were walking to a restaurant, he asked me if I wanted to be his girlfriend. And I turned him down, and I said the reason why is because I don't want to hurt you right now, because I'm kind of in a situation where it's hard because I'm in a situation where I don't feel like I'm being loved the way I want to, and so just give me time and we'll get to that point.
Yeah.
And so I went over to his house, and we hung out, and then it seemed like every week after that I was just coming over. And then in April, I believe it was the 27th, I asked him to be my boyfriend.
Aww.
I was like sitting in a chair, and I looked over at him, and I went, do you want to be my boyfriend? And his eyes lit up, and he was like, aren't I supposed to ask that question? And I was like, no, I'm gonna ask that question. And so finally I was in a situation where I really liked this boy, and I was hanging out with him all the time. And then my aunt kind of moved her son into my room while I was out one night, and it was like 12 o'clock in the morning. I had just gotten home from work. And I called him crying on the phone, and he was just like, you know what, come live with me. And so I packed all my stuff, and I got on the Max at 4 o'clock in the morning. And like I rode the Max to his house, and it just kind of leapt from there, where at that point we waited a year, and on our year anniversary we got married.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And so yeah, our marriage, our anniversary is April 27th, which is unfortunately, but fortunately, Mariah's also.
Oh.
So if I wanted time off, she'd probably get it first.
Oh.
But yeah, we've been married for almost 2 years now, and yeah, it's been a fun journey. It was kind of rough in the middle for a little while, but we got the hang of it eventually.
Yeah.
And now we're just in love.
Cue the camera over to her husband. I've been over here like looking over at his reactions to whatever she's been saying, because I've been trying to get the energy between them two, and it's so romantic and so cute. They're goals. I love them.
Yeah, no, it was a tough, like, I felt like it was forever, but it was honestly just, I mean, I'm 22, it started when I was 18, so it was only a few years, 4 years.
Yeah.
And,
wow.
Yeah, so I had lived in so many different places, and he's like, let's move, and I'm like, I don't want to move anymore. Let me stay in one place.
You guys have been through so much. That's so crazy.
Yeah, so we've got a studio apartment that we're paying over like $1,000 for, and it's just, it's expensive.
Oh my gosh. I
Yeah.
bet. Oh my goodness. So I feel like, honestly, like from your story with you and Kyle, it's so cute and sweet, but I could just really tell like how much Kyle truly does love and care for you. And now knowing the behind the scenes story of it, it all like just makes more sense. And then seeing him over there smile about Jasmine is so cute. Like goals.
He was most definitely my knight in shining armor, and it was definitely like a right place, right time. And you know, he sat there, he's so self-conscious, which I mean is cute. But that was like the one thing that attracted me to him, because he was wearing that Batman mask in the photo.
And you're like,
and
he's goofy and cool.
It was because he didn't want to show his face, and I thought it was cute.
And like mysterious, you know, when superheroes do that.
Yeah. And then when he asked me to watch his stream, I was like, why not? And so that's how I got his Snapchat, so I could call him and tell him where certain things were, because he kept on passing things, and it was bothering the living crap out of me. So I just was like, give me your Snapchat and I'll call you and I'll tell you what you're missing.
Aww. You are right though, timing is everything. It is.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say to it besides that. I just learned the older you get, timing just is everything.
Oh yeah, and it's like, so in high school I knew a girl who was getting married at 17, and it was super weird, but her parents got married real young, and their parents got married real young. My mom got married young, but that was because she was having a baby. So it was just kind of like, it was, you know, she had to kind of situation. I mean, you don't have to, but she felt like she had to.
Yeah.
And like my brothers, they're 15 and 13 years older than I am. And so I had like homegrown babysitters when I was growing up. And
okay.
yeah, it was just, it was like, we were very poor, and it wasn't anything besides the fact that my mom was born in the working class. And then I was born into it, so it just kind of, it's like a chain reaction. It just kind of happens that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's insane. I feel like out of all my friends I've ever known, like you've gone through so much, and like I've got to know that with like working with you, and so it's just crazy to me.
I think that's why when people tell me I'm a little bit more mature than most, like I hold myself differently, or I'm like I just act more mature than others, or that I'm 35.
I thought you were like 30, not gonna lie, when I first met you.
I think it's because I have been through so much. Like and it's not just from when I was in high school till now, it's been since I was born till now. And so like I had to help raise my little brother, I had to like also juggle school, and not like help my brother not burn down the house, because he's done that a couple times. Like it was
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The first time was with macaroni and cheese. He put macaroni and cheese in the microwave, and he pressed 3000, which made it 30 minutes or something like that, and it was supposed to just go in for 3 minutes.
Yeah. Oh no.
And all of a sudden I smelled smoke, and I like went and unplugged the microwave, and I opened all the windows, and I was like, I'm waiting for this to cool down so I can grab it. And then I grabbed like 5 plastic bags and like attacked it, and then threw it in the sink. I probably shouldn't have grabbed plastic, but that was my first instinct. I was like, I don't want to get my mom's like linen stuff all dirty. I'm just gonna grab plastic. It's fine.
Oh my gosh, no.
It's okay. One time I almost burnt down the house because I grabbed like these like waterproof matches.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was like, I wonder
seriously?
if they're actually waterproof. And I like threw it in the sink and turned on the water, and it was actually waterproof. So I had to like wait for it to go out in the sink, and I was like, yeah, that wasn't my best idea. It also smelled like sulfur for days, so.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. Oh my goodness.
My mom came home and she was like, why does it smell like sulfur in here? And I was like, I don't know.
Just like, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's so funny.
I am.
So kind of to end this, I thought it'd be really cool that you'd want to share like maybe what you see in your future. I don't know, because I want you to watch this video 10 years from now and be like, wow, that was me at 22 and so much has happened.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you hope to accomplish in your lifetime?
Okay, so like
If you know an answer.
Yeah, this is hard because like I've always wanted to be a mom ever since I was young, but also at the same time I've always wanted my own thing, like my own career, and so that's why I'm kind of like juggling YouTube now, and then my new home life is so I can focus on having a family and having a career that's my own.
Yeah, you go, girl. Totally. I can relate as well because I'm recently a college dropout, and you know, that's like really hard to go through, but so much stress has taken off, and then also now I'm just like working as barista and then doing YouTube as well, and I'm really content with my life. So I totally get that. I'm definitely not ready to be a mom, but down the road maybe, but hopefully by then I'll have enough money and be more like established, you know?
Yeah.
So I can relate.
And that's perfectly fine. I just have always wanted kids.
I want kids too, just like not now. For me, not now. I'm not ready.
Yeah, no, I'm so ready.
I know. I love it. You're so ready. I'm so not. You're 22, I'm 21, but we've just been through so much so differently, so I think that's why like you're 100% ready and I'm 100% not ready.
Yeah.
But I think over time we'll have kids someday and we'll be like, oh
yeah.
my gosh, we'll watch this video back.
Yeah, we'll have
You'll
to,
have
like,
older kids, I'll have younger kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The great part will be is like my kids will be able to be like your kids' cousins.
I know.
Like, yeah.
They're gonna need like more siblings anyways,
Oh,
so
yeah.
they're gonna be like cousins.
Yeah.
We're all gonna be like close.
We're gonna have barbecues and everything.
Yes, it's so gonna happen, seriously. So I think we're gonna wrap that up with this new episode of 20 something. Jasmine, it was such a pleasure having you on. I really loved getting to know you on a deeper level. And guys, please watch this video. Jasmine's a gem. I love her. And subscribe to her YouTube channel. I will have it in my description. And we'll see you guys next time. Any final words?
Nope, I'm good.
Bye, guys. But that's what I mean, like, we're both, you're 21 actually, no wait, sorry.
I'm 22.
I knew that. That's what this whole point of the video is.